So someone said, is it true that you have funerals months after the person passed away? Yes, most of times.
In Nigeria, funeral can take weeks or months after someone passes away. Sometimes we wait for family members abroad to come home.
In South Africa, a person gets buried within a week or two max. In Nigeria, a person gets buried, within a month, 2 months, 3, 4 months,
I will explain this to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so someone said, is it true that you have funerals months after the person passed away? Yes, most of times, but it depends on the villages, it depends on the family, the community. If the person insists that after my death, I want you to bury me immediately, then they just bury. But if the person did not insist, there must be celebration. I call it celebration because they don't care if the person is young or old. There are certain traditions that must be followed. You must, okay, let's say for the Igbos now, like the Umada, the Umuna, the Ada, everybody, you must do some tradition rites. You must give them food. And if you don't give them food and they don't eat very well, then you're not going to bury your loved ones. Yes, you must feed them well. They don't care if the person is old or young. Yes, and that is why most of the time some of them will keep their loved one for months till they have that money to bury them, because burial in Nigeria, most burials, let me not just generalize it, most burial in Nigeria is luxury. There is no small burial. There is no small burial. In fact, keeping your loved ones in the mortuary, you will pay. There's certain amount you will pay every day. Then if you leave the person for like, let's say a month, they increase it. That is how they do it. Burial, someone living is even cheaper to live than to die. I'm sorry to say this, but it's true. It's luxury. You have to fulfill, you have to do some certain tradition right, and they don't care. They don't care whether the person is young or old. You must do it. You must feed these people. You must buy certain things. They will tell you, okay, you need to. They will give you a list, as if you're doing traditional marriage. They will give you a list. That is it. And I feel like our chiefs, our kings, they should look into this burial thing, because there's some things going on before. If when you are doing a burial, you will do burial for 7 days, you will do burial for 6 days, but now at least you do burial for one day. Everything will just happen that same day, both the condolence and everything, just one day before. And every day you do that, every day they come, you are going to cook. Every day you are going to cook. 7 days burial, 10 days burial. But at least now it's not one day. I think this is going on, but I think we still need to push, because there are certain people that don't have money. So what about those people that don't have money? What will now happen? What about those people that don't have any support system? What will happen? Burial in Nigeria is luxury. I have not seen a small burial, because if you don't, there's this, let me just call it, this group of people, these old people, Umada, Umona, all those people. I'm just using the Igbo setting. If you don't give them their due things, if you don't give them what they requested, you will not bury your loved one. If after even burying, they will come and tell you that the food you brought was not enough. You are going to do another one. I know someone that after doing the father's burial, he had to cook another food, because they said that the food you brought to them wasn't enough. He had to spend over 300,000 naira to cook another food. So I think our kings, they should look into this burial thing, because this is someone grieving. This is their pain. They lose their loved ones, especially those that lose their loved ones at young age. They should look into it, because it's not celebration. It's not celebration. You come to bury your loved ones and you're spending millions. An average burial, you're going to be spending like 2 million, 3 million. I'm telling you, before this Umuna will bring their own, Umada will, some of these people will even tell you that they need 2 different soups. I know what I'm talking about. We just have to look into it. So you just have to look, because with the way Nigerian economy is going, how are we going to bury our loved ones? How? And that is why sometimes we pray that our loved ones should live long, especially if you don't have any good support system. Like, it's crazy.
Let's talk about how funeral works in Nigeria. In Nigeria, funeral can take weeks or months after someone passes away. Sometimes we wait for family members abroad to come home, raise enough fund, and prepare a proper celebration of life. It's not just a burial, it's an event with food, music, and the whole community coming together to honor the person in a big way. But in South Africa, I have noticed it's different. Most funerals happen within 7 days because many people have funeral cover. So the money is ready and arrangement happens quickly. Different system, different tradition, but the same love and respect. Peace.
I'm sitting here thinking of the difference between South African and Nigerian funerals. In South Africa, a person gets buried within a week or two max. In Nigeria, a person gets buried within a month, 2 months, 3, 4 months, And that's because a lot of planning goes into the funeral. In Nigeria, the family has to have an attire and they have to get that sewn, they have to get that made, and that takes time. In South Africa, you just show up with your black, to mourn. You mourn the person of, the deceased. You show up in your black, you mourn the person, you bury the person within a week, and it's in Nigeria, if you're family, you all have to have an attire, and that it's from the same material, so that you can be identified. Okay, they're family, and gifts are produced for the people that come to the funeral. Yes, gifts. With my uncle, I don't know if this is practiced throughout Nigeria, but I know in my family that's what happened. I don't know if I'm Igbo, so I don't know if in every Igbo family or all Igbos practice this. In my family, my uncle passed away in May 2018 and was buried in September 2018. And from that funeral, gifts, were made, trays, and all these gifts have his face on it. Trays, plates, cups, and stuff like that. But here in South Africa, you don't get any gift because I also don't think like it's necessary for a person to go to a funeral and come back with a gift. But I think it's a form of gratitude from the family to the people that came to the funeral, to thank them for coming and supporting them and stuff like that. So you get gifts, get trays and stuff like that. Let me show you guys. This is a gift. As you can see, it has his face. It's a tray, date of his name, date of birth, date of death, when he was buried, and he died in May, was buried in September. So that was now 4 months after his death. He was in the mortuary while his family was preparing for the funeral. And you also get this. It's more of a program with his name, face, date of birth and death, pictures of his family, pictures of his qualifications, letters from the community, condolences and stuff like that. You also get a journal with his name, face, and a watermark. It has a watermark, you see, of his face, a watermark of his face in, So the people take these gifts with them home after the funeral. Unlike here in South Africa, you just go to a funeral, you give your condolences and stuff like that, and you don't get a gift. But in Nigeria, you get a gift and you go with it home. And it's weird, but that's...
So this is a continuation of how burial is done in Nigeria. Someone commented that if they don't want to come for the burial, I'll just bury my loved ones like that, dig hole, bury them like that. It is not done though. I am telling you that I know of someone that did not feed a particular group. They came and said that the food wasn't enough, and the person paid and cook another food for them. Whether it's a small person or young old person, they don't mind though. That list, those things they want, you will have to give it to them. Someone was saying that, okay, how they used to do it when there was no mortuary. I don't know. I will ask, but I don't know. That's why you see most people, they will keep their loved one in the mortuary for like 6 months. It's not because they want to, because of the money. And it's in that mortuary you're paying, not be small money. Or is it the casket about it? Hey, like this time around, now that I'm preparing for my mom's burial, I'm just seeing a lot of things. I'm like, you have to put one prayer on God. I will not bury my loved ones, because burial, while you are even crying for that your loved one has passed on, you will also add another cry that you don't have money to bury them. I am telling you, you will also be adding another cry that you don't have money to bury them. And people not send, villagers not send. you are going to do those traditional rites. You have to cook for them. Some people ask for 2 types of soup. Some people ask for 2 different kind of food. And you will do. Hey, I don't know. Maybe the North people might eat my, but in the Igbo culture, we should even be grateful that they, at least now they've reduced it. Is 1 day burial. Before it's 7 days, sometimes 6 days, 3 days. And that days you will be cooking. You will be cooking for people. You are grieving, you are in pain, you are still finding ways. You can't just bury you. You can't. They will not. They will tell you you can't. If they find out, if they find that, they will just mark you bad, and nobody will come there again. Sometimes, if your loved one is owing the group, you will have to pay all those money. Someone is saying insurance. What's it called? Insurance policy, or what they call it? This thing they put, the life insurance or something like that. Who want to do it? With the way Nigerians are, we are so religious. You are telling us that we should start saving money or giving money and putting money in case if our loved ones die. They are religious. They will not believe such kind of thing. They will say, no, my loved ones will not die. They will live long. They will live long. Is it not? At least now they are introducing small insurance, business insurance, all this business insurance, small insurance. You're not talking about life insurance, that they should come and be putting money so that in case if loved ones, they will cover it for you. And you think they will agree? Except those people that are intellectual, some people they will accept and like, but some people will say, what are you trying to tell me? Are you telling me that my loved ones will die? My loved ones will not die. Don't be negative. Don't be negative. Please, if you don't have money, that is why I'm still, my birthday is coming. My birthday is coming December 4th, and I need a laptop, guys. Please support that ministry. I need a laptop. I need your support, financial support. Please. My birthday is December 4th. Support me. I need a laptop for my birthday. I know I have good fans. That's your 100 rand. That's your 150 rand. That's your 200 rand. It will go a long way. Send cash, send e-wallet, anyone. That is my birthday wish. That is my wish. I need a laptop. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video.